Hello everybody, Chris here, and in this video I wanted to show you guys 5 really cool big bold fonts you can use for titling or YouTube thumbnails, anything where you just need text to be big and stand out. So the first one we're going to be talking about today is universal serif, and if you don't already know the difference between serif and sans serif, when you have a serif based font, at the end of every stroke you have these little basically kind of bonus nudges that would pop out, and of course it's going to look different depending on what kind of font you're talking about, but instead of just having a basic E, you're going to have these little nudges at the end of it, and that makes it kind of give it a... So universal serif is a font where you basically took just about the biggest, boldest font you could as a sans serif and then made it into a serif-based font. So it's now big, bold, but also has little nudges at the end. If that's something you're looking for, it's a pretty decent font choice. Next up is Pirates of Cydonia. Now, this is a font I think of more as along the lines of a tech or sci-fi type font. It's still very big, it's bold. You could use it for, let's say, tech videos. So this is a thumbnail that could be used for a web browser review, as I was doing before. So the Vivaldi browser is pretty cool. It's actually what I've been using right down here. And anyway, the Knights of Cydonia font, it's pretty straightforward. It's big, bold, but I do feel like it has a little bit of that sci-fi theme going on to it, so it may be a little bit more specific in the applications you use it for. Next up, and this is one of my kind of more classic favorites that I've been liking for a long time, called Chunk 5X. So going in line with the name of the font, Chunk 5X is very thick, it's got some nice curves to it, and it makes use of the space that's provided to it. So you can see by default, there's very little wasted space here, which makes it really solid for titles. It's been one of my classic favorites. Next up is probably one of the cleanest looking fonts I've ever seen, called Babus Nui. Everything written in this font is all caps. It's very easy to read. Of course, being a serif font, there's nothing particularly fancy about it, but it's very visible, it's very easy to read, and that's why it's a great choice for making thumbnails or titles. And then lastly, Big Noodle titling. This has been one of my favorites over the last month. If you've seen any of the other videos on my channel to come out recently, then you would have seen a lot of thumbnails that actually have been made using this font. Similar to Babus Nui, it's a very clean serif titling font. I guess where I would draw the line with these two fonts is that Big Noodle titling, when it has kind of technical areas like the middle section of the K, it's a little bit more sharper in how it displays things. So this is the K in Big Noodle titling, but if we go over here and we type a K, you can see that that middle section, it's all solid. It doesn't really change the thickness at all, and it's not connecting to individual areas, whereas in Big Noodle titling, you can see that the thickness does change a little bit there, but it still looks very, very good. It's been a really good font choice to use on my channel in the last month. So these 5 fonts, I'm going to have links to all of them in the description. I do recommend you go ahead, give them a try in 2018. I think they all look pretty dang good, and you should be able to get some use out of them. So let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you guys in my future video content.